Greetings everyone, we are Team VJ.
So we are here to present to you our group assessment, which is the second group assessment in social and professional issues.
But first, let us introduce ourselves.
Hi, this is Kim Solde from 1ITC and my student number is 2101885.
Good day, sir. My name is Rainiel De Vera from 1ITC and my student number is 2102158.
My name is Alin Jade Estores of 1ITC. My student number is 2102183.
Hi, my name is VD Joven Bernardo from 1ITC and my student number is 2102085.
Hi, I am Joylyn Leandelar Constantino from 1ITC. My student number is 2101351.
So we have here 3 questions to answer and my fellow groupmates will explain the numbers 2 and 3. So let's proceed to the first question. So we have here the situation of Mr. A. Mr. A has this estafa case and the case reached the Supreme Court. Unfortunately, he lost the case. As we all know, when a case reaches the Supreme Court, the same is published in every website discussing Philippine jurisprudence. Now, every time someone key in his name in the web search engines, the estafa case is displayed as one of its results. Due to such, Mr. A suffered humiliation and embarrassment from people who chance upon such search result of his name. Because of this, he wants his name be removed from such websites and he therefore invokes his constitutional right to privacy. So the issue. Can a person request that his name be removed from such websites pertaining to SC or the Supreme Court decided cases as the same is a violation of his rights to privacy? Why and why not? Cite the references to support your claims or argument. The answer to the question is yes, but first let us define the right to privacy. According to the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, or the UDHR 1948 in the Article 12, no one shall be subjected to arbitrary interference with his privacy, family, home, or correspondence, nor to attacks upon his honor and reputation. Everyone has the right to the protection of the law against such interference or attacks, based on the Privacy International 2017. With this, it is clear that a person should be able to request that his name be removed from such websites that pertains to Supreme Court decided cases as the same is a violation of his right to privacy. Just like the instance of Mr. A, though he lost the case which is the estafa, he still has the entitlement of his privacy, such as his name or any other information regarding himself. If the name of a person being on a Supreme Court decided case and is affecting their lives in one way or another, then it is a violation of the rights to privacy. Therefore, they should be allowed to remove their names at least change it from website about SC and decided case.
This right means that the media and others can be prevented from interfering in your life. It also means that personal information about you, including official records, photographs, letters, diaries, and medical records, should be kept securely and not shared without your permission, except in certain circumstances, by Equality and Human Rights Commission in 2021. The rights of a person must be acknowledged and must not be disregarded, especially if it is greatly affecting one's life. Therefore, the decision to remove their name shall be granted. Applying the United States case of Wallen Y. Rowe, the Philippine Supreme Court explained decisional privacy and informational privacy. Decisional privacy involves the right to independence in making important decisions, while informational privacy refers to the interest in avoiding disclosure of personal matters. Informational privacy has 2 aspects: the right not to have private information disclosed, and the right to live freely without surveillance and intrusion. This is the right of an individual to control information about oneself, and those who oppose government collection or recording of traffic data in real time seek to protect this aspect of the right to privacy by Liliano and Bautista in 2021. Every living individual has the authorization of their information. It means they can decide if they want it to be confidential or display their personal data on public. Like for example, on media, internet, and newspaper. As for me, as for Mr. A, his request can be conceived based on our sources and references. As we all know, if a person does have criminal record even if they are not proven guilty, their life can change completely, but in a bad side. What more if they lost the case? It will affect their career and future job as well. People may read that information regarding that case online through websites. They may be remembering as someone who's a law offender. Despite that the person is changing their way of life, they can control other people's mind.
So now let's discuss the concept of identity theft and its impact to an individual or an organization. But first, let's identify what is identity theft. So identity theft is a wrongdoing of acquiring an individual or monetary data of someone else to utilize their character to carry out an extortion, like making unapproved exchanges or even purchasing a product. It is also submitted in a wide range of ways, and its casualties are resulted with harm, funds, and even authority. Identity theft happens when somebody takes your own data and qualifications to submit into misinterpretation. So regularly, identity theft is utilized to perform monetary exchanges involving accounts in someone else's name. So this can be purchasing, utilizing a card number, or applying for a new line of credit card or even a vehicle. So less generally, it is utilized to acquire clinical protection, record false expense forms, mimic one more person during a capture, open telephone or remote administrations, or even endeavor shakedown. Yet, the effects of identity theft could go past one individual. It's additionally the least demanding way of hoodlums to get close enough to organization and information.
So, if you are a victim of identity theft, we recommend to report it so that you will know the right thing to do. You can also tell the bank that you are experiencing identity theft and someone else is using your card, and through that, the bank will do a specific action like freezing your account, recovering, or giving you a new card. Also, it is important that as an individual, you have enough knowledge about the identity theft protection, so it will be clear for us about the procedure that we need to follow in order to avoid the identity theft. In conclusion, we need to be more careful about personal information, especially if it is about financial or if money is being involved. It might appear to be tedious to investigate and take on prescribed procedures to forestall data fraud. In any case, data fraud avoidance will at last save time over the long haul. The work important to tidy up, character extortion can be long and troublesome. To save yourself the pressure, begin embracing good judgment tips like keeping your own reports in protected spot, destroying budget summaries, utilizing an assortment of complicated internet-based passwords, and being aware of where and when you share your own data. It's likewise really smart to gain proficiency with a portion of the more thorough prescribed procedures, including quitting pre-endorsed credit offers and investigating data fraud protection and security administrations. Overall, we need to do is to be aware on the website that we are visiting because simple spam message can affect your privacy.
Number 3. What is due process and its aspects? Due process is all about the legal process that need to respect all legal rights, and due process it needs to balance, protect, and every individual fairly. Under due process, a person who accused to a crime cannot be put in the jail if they do not go through the legal process or legal system to determine if the person who accused to the crime is guilty. After the process, it will be determined what punishment will be imposed to the person who accused. Based on Smokeball 2018, due process is essentially a legal necessity that no citizen can be deprived of their legal rights unless the law is correctly applied. In other words, under due process, a person cannot have their properties stolen or be imprisoned without first going through the legal system to establish if they are guilty of the crime they have been charged of and what penalty should be imposed. Due process of law is an essential aspect of the American legal system as well as other nations' legal.
As stated by Britannica, the editors of Encyclopedia 2020, due process a set of legal actions governed by norms and principles developed in a jurisprudential system for the enforcement and protection of private rights in each circumstances. Due process entails the exercise of government authorities as the law allows and sanctions. Within established protections for the protection of individual rights, due process comes from early English common law and constitutional history and is primarily connected with one of the core protections of the United States Constitution. The oldest concrete articulation of the due process concept recognized by Anglo-American law was in the 39th article of Magna Carta 1215, in royal guarantee that no free man should be kidnapped or imprisoned or diseased or banished or in any other manner destroyed save by his own free will, the legal judgment of his peers or by the law of the land.
Aspects. Substantive due process is a concept that allows courts to defend some basic rights against interference by the government. Substantive due process distinguishes between activities that courts find to be amenable to government control or law and acts that judges hold to be beyond the reach of governmental intervention. Substantive due process necessitates the fundamental legality of the law in interfering with a person's right to life, liberty, or property. Example, the right of an employee not to be fired without reasonable, permitted cause, as established by the law, is protected by his right to substantial due process.
Procedural due process. It refers to the standard procedures that must be followed before one's life, freedom, or property that can be taken away from him. The fundamental elements of procedural due process are notice, opportunity to be heard, and jurisdiction of the court. That will be all, and thank you for listening.